What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 96 of Lyon Live, here in Football Manager 2019. Yeah, we're back. I will apologise, it's been a few days since the last episode. I've not been very well over the weekend, so just kind of focusing on my own health, but we're back today. And before we go any further, just as a reminder, today we've got the games against Cannes, Bordeaux and Liverpool, and then we've got the World Cup for 2 months. Now, I don't really want to miss out on any interesting stuff that could happen in that 2-month period, but equally, it could end up being, a couple of long episodes. So what I would like to do to make things interesting is do a little bit of a Q&A. Obviously, it would have been ideal if episode 100 had been over the World Cup, so that we could have a Q&A for episode 100, but no, episode 97 will have to be it. So if you've got any comments, it can be to do with this FM save, Football Manager in general, or real world football, or anything else for that matter. Feel free to leave your questions down in the comments. Do get them in there as well. I don't want to be sat bumbling over because I've not had any questions and I'm just kind of stalling for 2 months in game time. It's not going to make for a good video. So yeah, if you've got any questions, they can be on just about anything. Leave them down below. And if you see any comments that you would like to see answered, drop a thumbs up on them as well. But yeah, we're going to get kind of straight into this. It's been a pretty hectic start to the season. It's kind of mad to think that we're coming towards the end of October and about to have a 2-month break. And yet, when it comes to actual league games, I think we've only played 11 or 12. It's been a weird season. I guess that's to be expected with the Qatar World Cup. I'm still, in real life, desperately hoping that it's not going to be a thing, that it's that somehow it's not going to happen, the Qatar World Cup. But I feel like at this point we have to accept it is a thing. A Winter World Cup seems extremely likely at this point, even if no one really wants it, and we all need to move on with our lives. Although I don't like the idea of a Winter World Cup, and I just don't like the idea of a country like Qatar having it. I don't know, like the human rights record of building the stadiums, not exactly great. Obviously, I don't know. I feel like there's other countries, and not even the United Kingdom or England, but just Australia. I don't know. I'm just naming countries here, but genuinely, I would love to know your thoughts. Actually, Qatar World Cup. I'm doing a Q&A next time. What are your thoughts on the Qatar World Cup? Like, do you take any issue with it? It just doesn't. I don't know why it doesn't sit right with me. I guess it's because I want to be like, it's because it's a country that, hasn't really played in the World Cups before, and they're obviously having to reschedule so much around it because logistically it's not that easy. But I guess you could make a similar argument for a country like South Africa. So I don't know why this makes me feel different. I guess it's because of the money involved. And of course, I have to start every sentence by saying allegedly, but allegedly money might have been exchanged hands for kind of the vote. Allegedly. My lawyer's asking me to repeatedly say allegedly because I don't think it's been confirmed. I feel like there's been a few investigations that have found some shady dealings, but I don't know. I've kind of... Is it bad to say that I'm not looking forward to the next World Cup? And I will be when it gets to like a month before it starts. But right here, right now, 3 years before it's due to happen, not that excited. Am I weird? I don't know. Answers on a postcard. Anyway, Monaco are playing earlier today. Monaco, can you slip up for us? You would be doing me a massive favour. That's all I've really got to say, Monaco. Come on, bail me out. Do me a favour. Well, not Monaco, Sochaux. Also, PSG are playing today, so a few games to keep an eye on. Will either of them slip up? Monaco win. What about PSG? They won 3-2 through 2 last-minute goals, although Dijon actually got a goal back late on. I mean, we're a little off the pace. If we win our game in hand, we're only 7 points behind PSG. It's not insurmountable, but we do still have to win against 10th place Cannes. The good news is, for the first time in a long while, we've not got a midweek game. Brilliant. Also, my scouts are going a little bit crazy scouting players. Did I set up a load of young players to be scouted? Guillet's continuing his development. I mean, his physicals are just crazy. He could have been a sprinter. I mean, get him in the decathlon. He can do everything, this boy. He's just a wonderful physical specimen of a man. Meanwhile, Durant continues to improve. I mean, maybe he will be better than Donnarumma. Maybe he will be. We are still sat with 40 million in the bank. Granted, our wage excess is like £800, which isn't a lot for those of you who can't do maths. It's not a tremendous amount. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. And I feel like we need to wait until after the World Cup. I mean, knowing my luck, a few of our key players are going to pick up injuries and, you know, we're going to be screwed after the World Cup. Well, I hope that isn't going to be the case, of course. You can see Petrenko, how's he been doing on loan? He is considered a wonder kid by the press. I mean, at 19 years old, you'd be really bigging him up as a goalkeeper, wouldn't you? If it wasn't for the fact we have Durand as well. He's still got 4.5 years left on his contract, so he'll be a perfect kind of second choice keeper potentially down the line for us. How's Venegas doing? I mean, he's very good, isn't he? It's a shame he can't jump. He's got 2 jumping reach. He's not going to set the world alight with that, is he? Let's be honest. Get him on the trampoline. Get him practicing his jumping. I mean, he could still grow theoretically. Regens do grow. That is one question I get asked a lot. Jack, why do you play with your heights in centimetres, not inches or feet? And the answer is that I like the more frequent updates I get when in centimetres of how much players are growing. Moise Keane's been granted 45 minutes. Awar can play a little bit longer. I think with that in mind, we'll bring in Freitas. Look how good Freitas is, by the way. Like, damn. That is nuts, as the kids would say. Or do I want to play... Maulida's been in very good form, actually. We're going to bring in Maulida. Sorry, Freitas, I've changed my mind. We'll give the French international a run out. He's been good in recent games. He's been firing home. He's now got 3 goals, I think, for the season. We'll hope for a few more from him before the season is over. I mean, let's see if he can live up to the billing, shall we? No pressure, Maulida, but I'm expecting huge things from you today, my friend. At home against Cannes, they're playing very, very kind of, and I would say negative, but a 4-1-4-1 isn't exactly an attacking formation, and I feel like actually our current system, this 3 at the back system, worked really nicely against this specific tactic. It was something that always used to cause us a bit of a headache, but most of the time we've been pretty good at, well, cutting open teams playing it. I said that thinking that right on cue Ndombele was going to just carve open an opportunity through the middle, but unfortunately for us, that long shot, a little bit wild, a little bit wide, a little bit unnecessary as well, you'd say in truth. He didn't need to hit it there, did Ndombele. Vargas, I mean, add another T collection. Saved. Maulida, there he is. Why did he not shoot? That's my feature request for FM20. People ask me, Jack, what do you want for FM20? I want players to shoot rebounds first time when the opportunity arises. I realise that someone will have actually asked the question, what do I want for FM20? And I don't actually have an answer. And if I did have an answer, I'd be saving it for next episode. I mean, a dominant first half, but dominance doesn't really mean a lot when you don't score. They've done nothing. We've had 67% of the ball. But I'm not happy, boys. I'm not happy. We're going to go more attacking, I think, for the second half. But, well, for as good as all that dominance when it comes to possession is, it doesn't really mean a great deal if you do nothing with it. I am sat thinking about Moise Keane on the bench as an option as Maulida sits on a 6.3. Cannes with their first shot of the game. I mean, that was a heart-in-mouth moment, wasn't it? Moise Keane was told he could play half a game. I'm going to bring him on for Maulida here. Toussaint on a booking scares me slightly. You know what? We'll play it safe. I don't want to go down a man in this game. We'll bring in Lucas Romero there. Just get some fresh legs in and we'll get a bit shouty with the demand more. I mean, we've been all over them. We need the breakthrough, boys. We need one chance. Can this be it? I want to believe. Vargas here plays the ball to Awar in the centre. He brings it forward. Please don't shoot. Please don't. I mean, do shoot. What an effort. I mean, yeah, that's what I wanted him to do. He says with his eyes shifting side to side. I'm not going to lie. I love Awar. I had flashbacks to the Ndombele effort previously, but what a goal that is. We'll go back to positive now, just to minimise the risk of being hit on the break. Awar, we were told to only play for 75 minutes, so I'm going to play things safe. I'm going to bring in Freitas. I know he's just scored that incredible goal, but I don't want him getting injured again. We've had enough of injuries this year. Anything I can do to protect my players, I will do. 3 minutes left. I mean, I'm hoping now they're not about to have a chance. Vargas with it to Freitas. Keane. Was he fouled? He wasn't fouled. I mean, defend this, please. Defend this, please. Dione hits it. Oh, my word. After Aouars flew in, I can't take anything for granted. 30 seconds left. I mean, just blow. Let's just have a 1-0. I don't mind it as long as we get the win. I mean, yeah, 20 seconds left. I'm happy to have possession here. It's not the most convincing of wins in terms of the scoreline and in terms of just the lack of chances created, but we have been largely on top in this game. In fact, we've been completely on top. They've not had a shot on target all game. I'm not usually one to pat the players on the back for a 1-0, but that was actually a good little performance. For the most part, we got the win. That's the most important thing at this point, I feel like. Aouar shines as we win. Can Manchester City players stop begging Eder Militao to join? Like, every week it's just a different Man City player. Like, at what point does it become, like, harassment? If I just search, like, Man... if I can't type. If I search Man City... Okay. I forget that the message history doesn't go back that far. I should start keeping count of the amount of times they try and, like, sway Maulida. Not Maulida. They could sway him. I might sell him. Eder Militao is the man I'm thinking of right now. Okay, Bordeaux here is actually a tricky one. It's 4th against 3rd. Bast is happy. Good. I'm happy for you, Bast. How's learning right wing going for you? He's just a bit of a pace merchant. I'm hoping he's not going to turn into that typical lower league winger. You know, the one who's really, really quick, has a few silky step-overs, but his decision-making is like that of a fly. I don't know why I've gone with a fly. I feel like it's because flies don't learn from their mistakes. You know, a fly lands and you try and swat it and you miss. And then it will immediately start buzzing around you again and irritating you again. So you go for it again and it forgets what the thought of, like, danger and threat is. It lives in the moment. That's a bit like what Bast might end up being. I realise this is a really kind of odd analogy. Anyway, Kone and Reckles playing some decent football. How's Reckles been doing? He's actually been doing really well on his loan. 11 games. His ratings haven't been that great, but that's fine as long as he's getting football. Rodrigo Antonio, you've got 1 in 11. I mean, the good news is you're improving. The bad news is you've got a 6.65 average rating. That is a yikes. A big yikes from me. We can actually get a new... I mean, you're a very good reserve coach, Carlos Gonzalez. We literally can't get a reserve coach. Can we get a first team coach? No. So why are you suggesting him to me? He might improve our team, but we don't have a spot for him. This is why I don't listen to staff advice. This is why I ignore it. And this is why I have trust issues. Right, we've got Bordeaux, and then, what's that? 3 days later, we've got Liverpool. And then we have a lovely long break, which, yeah, I think we'll do a Q&A for. It might be 2 episodes. I don't know. We'll see how we get on, you know, in the first kind of continue mashing episode where I will just be answering questions and stuff. It can, as I said, it can be to do with, you know, the save game specifically, FM general questions you might have, questions about me, questions about football. There is a limit to what I will answer about myself, obviously. Apparently Cisse has significant potential. I mean, if you... I don't remember this guy, but I agree. He looks like he has quite good potential. You're 16. I'm going to be honest, he said. I mean this in the nicest possible way. I don't remember noticing a player as good as you. Your lack of consistency scares me, but everything else is good. Ollison apparently we should recall from loan. Except he's doing quite well on his loan. Sure, he can maybe be playing at a slightly higher level, but hey, if he's getting some goals to build up some confidence, Mets look on the verge of maybe getting a promotion. They were top of the league not that long ago. It could be an ideal situation when we loan him there for a couple of years. How's Gabel's getting on? I mean, Wallace is praising him. He does look very good, doesn't he? He does look very, very good. Don't really want to sell him, but we have got him on the new contract now. I think that's the one good thing here at Lyon is all our good players are on long contracts. We have, got a very young squad that's in it for the long haul at this point. If anyone wants to get off the bandwagon, well, good luck. You're going to struggle. We've been scouting lots of young players recently. Who's the highest recommended to us? It's Bekar. There is Kareem Thomas. David Gonzalez. I mean, you look quite good, but not as good as my staff think you are. I'm going to be honest. Anthony Smith of Leeds United. Apparently he has significant potential. He looks pretty good. He looks like he could be a very good player. We'll get another scout report. You've got my curiosity, Mr. Smith. Vanim we already knew is very good, and same with Fury. I'll tell you what, Monaco have some very, very good young players, like annoyingly good. They got him for 400k. I mean, they're tactical masterminds. It actually upsets me when a player that good gets signed for that cheap. It's like I've missed out. I've praised David Diaz too much, but he is still continuing to improve, so he deserves to be praised, even if he doesn't agree with it. Sanchez is now able to play in his new position. Excellent. You're going to be like the best right winger in the world soon, Renato. Definitely more of a squad player than anything else. I feel like I should be more nervous for this game against Bordeaux, I'm kind of going in with the attitude of, oh, it's going to be a freebie, it's going to be easy. I shouldn't be. I really shouldn't be. I need to be alert. I need to have my wits about me. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? This is me. We screw up these kind of games. This is what we do. Okafor, playing for Cordoba. He's done okay so far. I would like a little bit more in the way of science development, but at least he's getting some fairly regular first-team football. Might help with his reputation and getting his value up a little bit, if nothing else. David is continuing to play for Gungam a little bit. A couple of appearances in the Champions League gone off the bench. He was only ever going to be a squad player there, but regular football's still nice. Right, so 2 starts suspended, so we've got to do a little bit of a jiggle around here, but it's nothing that we were not prepared for, I don't feel like. I might include James Taylor on the bench, I feel like we've got the defensive department sorted and we've got a few defensive midfielder options as well if we need them. Do I want to change anything here? Moise Keane is actually ready to start, so we'll get him on. I mean, I'm pretty happy with this squad on the whole. When you look at the average ratings for the year, they're pretty blooming good, aren't they? We're going to go with Vargas on the left and Havertz on the right. They're both going to be cutting onto their stronger feet. We'll have Sunday waiting in the wings on the bench. Actually, have I not got Sunday on the bench? Where is Sunday? Why did I not have him on the bench? Or is he on the bench and I missed him? Sunday, where are you? Oh, you're injured. I forgot. I'm sorry. You're back in a week. That's flown by that week. That is the one good thing. All these injuries we've got, hopefully the players will all be recovered and we'll have a full squad to select from post-World Cup. I think there's probably more chance of us getting more injuries of players on international duty and just complaining lots about the World Cup. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And the bridge we're at right now is the Bordeaux-shaped bridge. I don't know what a Bordeaux-shaped bridge looks like, but it's what's in front of us. And we need another good result. They're playing the exact same 4-1-4-1. Looking at it, it's looking kind of similar to the previous game. We are dominating the stats, but there is no breakthrough. Maybe it can come here. Vargas, what are you going to do, my friend? Goes inside to Aouar. Back with Vargas now. Ndombele to Aouar. Tries to switch the play to Havertz on this right-hand side. Can Aouar find the pass? He goes back. I like this. Patient build-up play. Create some space in behind. Get a gap between the midfield and defence for us to operate in. Keane hits it. Oh my word, Moise Keane. Welcome back. Welcome back. He got 2 last episode. He's got another one to add to his collection today. That ain't a bad little goal, is it? You can see here how deep they are sat. That is a really compact back four. You can see the wingers tracking back. And actually, it ended up just needing a moment of brilliance like that for us to find ourselves a breakthrough. I mean, fair play, Moise Keane. Fair play. It's what we needed. Hopefully, it's the first of a few. I don't want to be sat 1-0 up for the rest of this game. I want us to get another before half-time. That would be ideal. I want to relax at least one game today, and knowing that we've got Liverpool next, this is my last chance really of having any chance to relax. At half-time, it's going to be 1-0 though. They've not had a shot on target. They've had 32% of the ball. I'm praising the players, which might be risking an element of complacency, but just given how dominant we were, I don't know. I would like to think the players' heads will stay screwed on here and will pay attention to the end. Havertz hasn't had the best game on the right. Neither has Gabel's up front. Our on a booking is, I want to say concerning. It's not super concerning, but I'm just going to play it safe. We'll bring in Freitas there. They have a pretty good team. They've got some nice players. Players like Isaac Success, for example. Yeah, we've got a throw in their half. Is that a penalty? I thought the first one was. It looks like the second one is going to be. Was it inside or outside the box? I think that might have been inside, but I've been wrong before and I will be wrong again. And I might well be wrong about this one. First glance, I thought it was a penalty because of the initial tackle, but actually it was the second tackle that went in. Was it inside or outside? It was a pen. I'm not blind. My eyes are not deceiving me. It's a long run back. Right, can we set up for the penalty? We can. Gabels is going to take it. He's not at the best of games. Chance here for him to save his average rating for the season and not have a low rating. Because as soon as you get one, your rating spikes up and he's missed it. Which isn't going to help his rating at all. That's going to have the exact opposite effect. In fact, off the back of that, I'm actually going to take him off. Let's bring in Taylor. And one last change. We'll take off Ndombele. In fact, no, we won't. Havertz had an awful game. Renato Sanchez, our newly trained right midfielder. You're going to show us what you can do out on the wing for the last 10 minutes. They've still not had a shot on target with 5 minutes left. So we're probably going to concede now. That's how this works. Oh, my word. That was a long-range free kick from Eden Militao, but it very nearly crept in. Right. Renato Sanchez to take this? Of course it is. We've got our newly set up throw-ins, and that is a nasty tackle by Leclerc there. That was not a nice... Send him off. Give him a red. He gives him a stern telling off, like a naughty boy. Right. Vargas, what can you do from here? This is like perfect territory for him to whip it back post. And he does. It's headed away by Vezo, but falls to Vargas on his left foot. Blocked. Falls to Markovic. They have absolutely everyone back there on that set piece, taking no chances, and it doesn't amount to anything. 20 seconds left. It's another 1-0. I mean, I'd rather have these 1-0s than the draws, but at the same time, maybe we do need to be creating a little bit more, boys. I mean, let's not talk before the game's over. There's still seconds left. That's a nice block. That should be all she wrote, and it is all she wrote. Another 1-0. Last episode was the episode of goals. Today's episode is the episode of let's just squeak by. Let's just do the bare minimum we need to do. We've done it again. Did anyone slip up? No, they both won 1-0 as well. Look at that. Lots of 1-0s. Not a high-scoring weekend of football. French match of the day is not going to be interesting based off those results. We do still have our best 11 here. So this is like our best 11. Unfortunately, we're without Toussaint, who's suspended. So Lucas Romero is going to be the man to come in. I think we'll have Guille on the bench. Sunday, are you going to be back in 2 days? Almost certainly not. Shadas, you're not back either, although you'll be back soon. So we are going to be a little bit light in the midfield, perhaps on the bench. Although actually, no, we should be fine. Right? It's going to be fine. If I tell myself that, it will be. Last game before a long break. Let's get a really good result against Liverpool, shall we? Narrow defeat against them previously. Hoping that we can do a little bit better today away from home. I'm almost tempted to start with the 4-5-1, you know. There is an element of temptation to start with a more conventional back four and just see how we get on. Do I want to do it? I think I do, you know. I think I do. Let's have a look. So if we go to the 4-5-1, Lenglet, you've learnt to play left back, right? Yeah, you have. See, look at this. This is perfect. Just going to have a little shuffle. But we all love a little shuffle, right? I thought that Havertz or Vargas could... Okay, Vargas can play on the left. Havertz, you can play in the middle. It's fine. It's fine. So we'll put you there, Vargas. Moiskine out on the... Oh, he can't play on the right. Gabel's out on the right. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. There's some shuffling to be done here. It does feel a little suboptimal. Could bring in Renato to play box to box. That might be the better shout. Maybe a bit of a bold call to drop Havertz. Although I don't want to say he's been underwhelming so far, but he's not been kind of super standout. He's not knocked my socks off or rocked my socks or whatever this expression is. My socks are firmly on. We'll give Renato Sanchez a chance at box-to-box midfielder. It's what we brought him in to be. Kind of the understudy to Ndombele, the kind of exceptional physical specimen of a centre midfielder. Someone who's going to get up and down the pitch and has a bit of strength about them. Konate is struggling with being out of the team too, so can you have a word with him? Of course you can. I mean, I'm sorry, Konate, you are like 6th choice centre-back, and I know we play with a back three, but there's not been any injuries at the back. There's plenty of teams interested in him. I guess the question is, are they going to offer anything near his value? His value apparently is only 8 million. I'm surprised it's that low. I feel like he's better than an £8 million player, but who am I kidding? Who's been our best loan player? Venegas has done well. Jay Juan's actually done really well out on loan again. He's very, very good. Max has done well. He could be worth bringing back in to be one of our box-to-box midfielders, you know. Do like the look of him a lot. Ollison, still expecting big things from, although it's still early in his career. It's all looking okay, isn't it? Durand, everyone's kind of doing okay on their loan. They're all playing football, which is, I guess, the main thing. A few players playing a little less than I would like, but all the key players, the big kind of first-team hopefuls, seem like they're having quite productive loans in terms of getting them the game time which we loan them out to get. Anyway, how are we looking? Sunday is not going to be available. Trincão's not going to be available. Shadas is not available. Toussaint's not available. A little bit weak, perhaps in the wide areas of the midfield. Oh, do I really want to play Gabel's out of position? Can Vargas play on... Okay, Vargas can play on the right. I might go with that. I know it's less comfortable than I would normally like, but I kind of want to have Gabel's lead the attack, and Moiskine annoyingly can only play left inside forward. Could I swap? Is it worth swapping Ndombele and Sanchez around? I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is. I think Ndombele is a little bit better defensively, which I'm probably going to need some of. I mean, obviously Ndombele is just the better player in every department. You can kind of see just the golfing class in them here. You know what? Knowing Ndombele is a lot better defensively, I'm gonna play him as the ball winner. We'll see how we get on. We've got options on the bench. Obviously, the normal kind of second in line, defensive midfielder, you know, behind Toussaint would be Sanchez, would be Lucas Romero, but unfortunately he plays right back when we do this kind of shuffle. The other option with this shuffle would have been to play Eden Militao at right back, Lenglet at left back, and then play Markovic and someone else in the middle. But knowing how quick their team is, Liverpool's team, I kind of need Eden Militao, I feel like. Who have Liverpool actually got up from? They've got Abici, who I believe is that regen. I mean, look how quick he is. Jesus. He's like 19 and capped for England. I don't like it. Right, set piece. Can we deal with it? We need to. It's headed clear. I mean, we could hit them on the break here. We've got a lot of players forward. Away from home at Anfield, no fear being shown by our players. Moise Keane to Lenglet. Not normally a left back, but playing left back today. Not the best ball into the box. He might get a second. He might get a second chance here to prove his worth. Moise Keane, Ndombele, Aouar. Lovely build-up play here. Gabel's on the right back, on the overlap, maybe. Goes to Vargas. Now with Lucas Romero. Patient getting it there. Headed away by Van Dijk. Win again, though. This is really nice. Can we have an end product? Aouar on his left peg. I mean, after the last game, why can I ever question him from there? If he hadn't scored last game, I would have been telling him, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. Let's not do anything too crazy at the back, please, folks. Donnarumma giving me a mild heart attack there. Lenglet now with it, bringing it forward. I mean, that is a mental ball, and that is a... Sorry, the save there by Alisson is crazy. But, like, can we discuss Lenglet's pass here? It's like a little flick. Just a little scoop. Scuto on the volley. I mean, that's a nutty save. I can't quite believe that hasn't ended up in the back of the net. Corner now for us. Aouar. Headed away by Van Dijk. I mean, Liverpool's team is pretty blooming good, isn't it, in FM? And then they've added a few more players like Dembele and then Bruno Fernandes and Will Hughes in the centre of the midfield. I mean, the good news is they look like Klopp screwed up his team talk and his players looked disinterested. Can we punish them now? It's been a pretty even game. Feels like all the highlights that we've been seeing have been us, but it's not really been great opportunities for us or for them, in truth. They've not done a lot. Militao, don't do anything silly. Don't do anything silly. That's fine. Never. Okay, relax. Relax, Jack. You got to have faith in your boys. I kind of get flashbacks to older FMs where players would get caught out there with the ball way too often. I mean, I don't know how to feel about this pressing. I mean, good energy, but probably a few too many of you in the press. And now Beachy's through, and there's that pace. There's that pace. Bruno Fernandes dinks it through to him, and Ben Beachy breaks clear. We've had a clear-cut chance and a half chance and squandered them both. Liverpool, on the other hand, one golden opportunity, one golden ticket, and they've got the golden ticket. They're going to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. We're sat at the gates crying. We need a better performance here, boys. We've got, what, 50 minutes left to try and turn it around? Not ideal. Just wonder if I want to do a tactical shuffle. Thing is, we've not been drastically outplayed here, so I don't necessarily want to change things for the sake of it. I'm also scared that if I switch to a three at the back, Salah and Dembele are just going to rip us to shreds in the wider areas. Vargas has not been great. I'm going to take off Moise Keane. I'm going to bring in Maulida, I think, to play on the right. Vargas will move to the left. I'm going to swap Ndombele and Sanchez around because Ndombele is on a booking. And I'm also going to tell him to ease off tackles, please. Don't do anything silly. Don't want to be down a man here, but I don't really have a centre mid option to sub him off for. Just because of the nature of this specific formation, right? Set piece for us to deal with here. Salah whipped in. Joe Gomez. I mean, he's not really known for his aerial prowess. In real life, he doesn't even go up for set pieces a lot of the time for Liverpool. We've just let him have a free header at the back post. Mo Salah whips it in. Who is that? Is that Aouar? It's Vargas. Maybe I should have taken him off. Why are you shrugging, Vargas? I wanted to stick with this system, but knowing that our time is kind of limited here, it almost feels worth just a bit of a roll of the dice and changing things up. I mean, the good news, as you can see here, is that we kind of just slot straight into our other system without having to make too many changes, which is pleasant. I'm going to go for a shouty team talk. Vargas has picked up what could be a twisted knee. He's been shocking. Let's bring in Havertz. If we get one back, there's hope. If we don't get one back, I believe our group stage fate will go down to the final game of the group stage against Red Bull Salzburg. I'm trying to remember if Salzburg is Red Bull Salzburg, if I have to call them by like Raisin Bull Sport or whatever Leipzig's kind of sponsorship like workaround name is. I can't remember exactly what it is now. Not set piece, but danger in the wide area to deal with here. That's a nice block. It's going to fall to Maulida. Could we spring a counter? Maulida, he's on a long run. He hit... I mean, that groan, I feel like, says it all. He breaks through. He runs like the wind. And then he does that. I'm going to go more attacking, which, well, with 19 minutes left, could just open us up further. But we have to go for it. Salah... I mean, that is the concern with playing free at the back, isn't it? You can see, since we've changed our system, they've been significantly better. I should probably change back. I forgot, we do actually have a 4-2-3-1. I can't remember the last time we used it. Is it a bad idea to use it now? To me, it sounds like a great idea to use it now. We've got one sub left. You know what? Freitas, get on the pitch. Got to have a little shuffle here, but we'll make it work. What even is this system? Lyon direct attacking. Was this... This feels like it's missing loads of instructions. I now want to load up Lyon direct attack, like the saved version. Do I have a saved version of it? I do. It is missing instructions. I mean, where did they go? We might never know. Anyway, maybe we score now and I panic about changing things. Maulida! Oh my gosh, Alisson makes another top draw save. Alright, changes have been made. 10 minutes left. Direct attacking has been initiated. It's been a couple of years since we've tried this. We're getting desperate. Maulida dinks it over to Gabels. Great touchdown. Oh, the finish is appalling. We've had as many clear-cut chances and as many half chances as them. We've just not taken them when they've come our way. And that hurts. I mean, that's been the tale of today, really, hasn't it? 2 goals in 3 matches is just... I mean, it's a bit of a contrast to previously. I'm not sure how much goal difference plays a factor here. We'll have to check the possible scenarios playing out when it comes to Champions League group stage stuff. I think if Dynamo Kiev had drawn this game, that actually would have been enough to get us through. But as it is, that result's happened. Boys, I'm far from pleased. I mean, 2-0 away from home at Anfield. It could be worse. Could have been better. Apparently they struck lucky. Vargas is injured. It's only for a couple of days, so that's good news, I guess. So let's just have a look here. Champions League group stage. We sit 2 points ahead of Red Bull Salzburg. Let's just have a look at our group in isolation, shall we? We're in Group B. So, yeah, you can see here we have significantly better goal difference. What does it come down to? I mean, there isn't actually a way that we could draw, now I think about it. There's literally no way that we can end up on the same amount of points. Our last game is going to be against them. Apparently we've got loads of games scheduled. We've got Hugo Lloris's testimonial in December. I mean, that's what dreams are made of. But yeah, Salzburg away is going to be the last game of the group stage. So it will all come down to that, but we only need a draw. You'd hope that would be enough. And of the fact that our staff have organised some friendlies whilst the World Cup's on to keep us on our toes, and Lloris has decided to have his testimonial. I mean, fair enough, we'll do it. But no, we've got a World Cup on the horizon next episode. I'm going to be continuing forward probably the whole 2 months. As I said, if you've got any questions for the Q&A, do get them down below. I do really encourage you guys to get more involved with that. And obviously, if you've had any burning questions to ask me, you can get them down. And yeah, we'll take things from there. Obviously, it's going to be a bit of a weird next potentially couple of episodes. I'm hoping it will only take 1 episode to get through what we've got to get through, but I don't know, maybe we'll end up attending the World Cup final or something just to watch it. If that is something you'd like to see, do let me know. And yeah, that's going to be all from me today, guys. Sorry it's not a longer episode, but I kind of just want to stop things here while we're at the halfway point in the season in terms of the winter break. Next episode is going to be an interesting one with all the Q&A stuff. Looking forward to reading through your questions. And yeah, that's going to be all from me. If you have enjoyed today's episode, do drop a like on it. Apologies again that I wasn't very well over the weekend. Just want to focus on my own health, but we're back, we're good. And hopefully you are too. It is me, Jack. See you again soon. And yeah, I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.